What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Guys Being Dudes. We have another great episode today. We're gonna be doing a few topics. Does music nowadays suck? What's one thing you'll never spend money on? What's your credit score? How important is your credit? Favorite tailgate food? If you can get rid of one piece of technology, what would it be? And of course, our two questions that we'll ask to our two new guests. If you were an animal, what would it be? And name your three-man apocalypse team. So, first of all, we want to thank KSLU for allowing us to be here and to record on their equipment.
Their
But
grounds.
I'm MC Tyler T, back again hosting with my friends.
DJ Camille B.
Cameron.
I'm Logan.
I have to edit that.
That's lit. I'm Logan. You know what's funny? Before we start, I completely forgot that last year I was like a different person for every podcast. And like I have not been keeping up with that this semester. Cause like I would be like Dr. Mirando, Dr. Burns, I'd be like Tyler Guidros. Like I was just a different person every podcast. But
That's
this year I'm just
fraud.
me.
That was also me on the
just me.
sports. It was
just
me
me.
and you rocking the
It was just me.
alter egos.
That's just
It was
fraud.
excellent
That's just
improv.
straight up fraud.
Hey, look. It's not stealing their
Hey.
identity if you don't do anything with it.
Hey, they're in the public domain.
All right, so first topic. I want to get y'all's opinion on this because I have an opinion. Does music nowadays suck, or is it? Do we have different ways of listening? What is?
Some of it sucks. Not all of it. There's a lot of good music being made.
I think there is.
What is
I-
music nowadays?
I think there's a higher content of terrible music being made.
Well, there's also a bigger platform for people to be able to
On the
release
same
music.
accord, I was just about to say. I think there's less originality in music because it's harder to be original. I think it's harder to be original because I feel like music at some point gets a little linear. Like there's just so much innovation you can do with one 4-chord beat. And so like at some point music gets a little linear. These really good songs, we've kind of heard that before. And so I feel like we're in a part in society where we're like, okay, every new hit song, I'm like, oh, that's like the exact same song she just put on the radio.
I think there's a difference just with how we consume music in most media now. Like, we do it via streaming, and it's hard to really get your voice, like, amplified in streaming. Like, we have no super mega superstars other than the ones that we kind of made before, like, streaming was a big thing. It's like, the albums don't sell all that much. People just stream music, and music is more, like, songs are more listened to individually than like on an album, and you don't buy the actual album and listen to all the songs. You just listen to what you want to, then you go to the next song that you want to hear, and you can do that in less than a second. So it's harder to really stand out.
On your point of like superstars, I don't agree with that. There's Billie Eilish. I'd say she's like the modern day equivalent of like a superstar. Like
Well, no,
she's
there's no
literally
gigantic superstar where it's like they're all encompassing, like Michael Jackson or
everywhere.
yeah. There's no one that just
Yeah,
overshadows everyone. Like
and if there is one, they were a thing. I do see where you're coming
this
from.
is
Like
with
if there
celebrities
was
in general,
one,
there's no like super mega celebrities now. There are people that people really like, but there's no one that just like controls the pop culture essentially.
I have to disagree. I think there's like a top tier of celebrities that's going on just because we're so diverse in our like what y'all were saying. We're diverse in our media so much that we all have our different interests being met so that our top celebrities are being diversified. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure because like YouTube wasn't a thing or like there wasn't other media platforms like YouTube that the only mainstream media everybody was looking to was like movies and music, and Michael Jackson was like probably like dominating both of those, so that's why there's a super celebrity. But on the topic of is music bad or not in modern day sense, I don't think it's bad. I think with every generation, I think they've had this conversation of like, this music is terrible because of the swing bands all sound the same, or like, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why I asked the question. I find it impossible to listen to the radio nowadays. Like absolutely. Like if you take me back 5 years ago, I could listen to the radio and I would enjoy every song. And it's not that I would know every song, it's just that I would enjoy it. But now I've come to the point where every song to me on the radio just sounds the same.
I do have to agree.
And
Like,
it's
I don't
just-
listen to
I
radio.
just-
I think I stopped.
I try to listen to the radio. Like I actively will turn on a radio station with music, and like I will try to listen to new music, and I just can't. Like it's just some of it just I don't know.
I mainly just
And see,
listen-
like you talked about Billie Eilish. I don't like her music personally.
Oh.
I think she's talented or whatever. But like, you will not catch me listening to a Billie Eilish song
Couldn't catch
because
Tyler
like
dead.
I just don't care for it. And it's like I feel like I'm like that with a lot of the way pop music is going nowadays. And I feel like that's why I wanted to pose the question because like I don't know if I'm alone in that thought process because like I would much rather just listen to my Queen albums.
Do you think at some point, like, it snapped? Like, was there, like, a point where you were like, nah, I can't do it anymore? Like, you were just, like, because like you said, at one point, like, 5 years ago, you were like, okay, but now, like, you hear Nice for What 80 times a day.
Can I just say, I know the moment that happened for me. It's whenever Roar was the only thing on the radio.
You talking about
That was
98.9?
Pretty
was
much.
it?
Or on any station. It was just Roar.
No, well,
over
it
and
was
over.
like,
Summer
90
2016.
yeah, well, there was a radio station in Covington that played that song
Nonstop.
24/7.
I remember that.
And me and my friends would literally have it on. It was just, but no, the moment for me was when Sia, Halsey, all these people that, in my opinion, sound the same, made the same exact beat, the same exact generic sound. I was like, I'm sorry, I just can't listen to the same song 4 times in a row.
True.
And it was like, you know, I was like, I feel like people are losing originality in their voices. I just feel. And this is all personal. Like, if you like what you like, I don't care. But, like, me personally, I just felt like, and especially, like, I felt like that with rap music, too. It was like people were losing originality. I feel like it's gotten back to a point where we're getting originality back. But I feel like there was a point where everyone lost originality.
I feel like whenever you say, like, modern music, I mean, I think what we're talking about mostly is just pop right now. Because,
Yeah.
like, I feel like there's other genres that do sound all the same, especially if we don't listen to it a lot. Or maybe it's because we don't listen to it a lot that it's starting to sound all the same, or the same songs are being produced on the radio because it's top hits.
Well, I was about to say, just like with like media and stuff, there are definitely trends in music. Like, I love Charlie Puth. I think he's insanely talented. But every one of his songs sound the same to me. And he's like a music. If you like know, like watch any of his videos or anything he does, he's a musical genius. Like, you can sing a note and he can tell you what note you're singing. Like, that's incredibly.
Got that
That's
perfect pitch.
insane. But moving on, it's a nice topic. What's one thing you guys will never ever spend money on? I'd love to hear this.
Taxes.
Well, if you're,
We got fraud, we got tax evasion.
Cameron, we put your full name in the description.
No,
of
I
the
put. It's just Cameron. I only said Cameron. Why do you
No,
think I
I've put
You know,
Cameron Pittman
You
in
need
the
to
description.
go back and edit that. Wait, no, I have a password. I can do that.
What a
Yeah.
power move. I have the password.
Yeah.
Uno reverse card.
okay, so Cameron's evading his taxes.
Yeah.
Wait, I have one, and it's simple. Cable. We talked about this last week.
Ooh, yeah.
True. I think I will. If there's a really good deal, like with all these streaming services, if there's a really good deal for cable one day, when the cable companies are like throwing their last limb, and it's like they give me something stupid, I'm like, okay, maybe.
I'll be honest, with how streaming is going, where just everyone's making their own service.
It's about to be just back to the way cable
yeah,
is
pretty
now.
much. So cable
Just,
will become.
I think it'll be more expensive. I think we'll have put ourselves in a very
Yeah.
bad predicament.
I think cable will become the better option by then.
Did you see there's like a Facebook Watch thing now? Like
HBO Max.
has their own
Everything.
like streaming service.
It's
Everything's
nuts.
got a streaming
I was like,
service.
what
Yes.
is? Like I've never even heard of
Disney.
that.
I think Disney Plus was like the breaking point for every company. Every company
They
was
realized.
like, boom, I'm gonna make this because like HBO Max, like all these companies have just sprouted streaming services out of
say-
nowhere.
Literally no one except for Disney and HBO Max, which is like all of Time Warner, really have any sort of power. I don't think anybody's going to really subscribe to the NBC app just to watch, or the streaming service just to watch Friends over and over.
Yeah, I feel like that. Also, like that exclusivity. Like no one's like. I may do a free trial once a month. Like use my whole month to watch Friends, and then once it's over, I'm like, oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just buy DVDs.
So-
Gosh, I don't know what I would never spend something on. Let's say something that has a lot of sequins on it. Like I'm just saying.
Sequins?
Yeah. Or okay. I'm not a big fan of like velvet. Like the texture makes it's like nails on a chalkboard for me. It's just because it's such a dense fiber that like if I touch it, I get like really weirded out. Like my sister's the exact same way. Like she can't touch velvet. It's weird, but so I know I can
my
never
friend
really
had
spend a lot of money.
velvet carpet at his old house.
Ooh.
And I hated going to his house just because of the carpet. I was like, I feel like I'm walking on static electricity. Like I feel like it's just static electricity below me.
Can we get a real answer from Cameron?
Really?
Yeah, you have to. But you have paid taxes.
don't
You
know.
work for the channel. They take it out of your paycheck.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
you're not given the choice.
He either needs a real answer
I'm
or a
not saying
real
I'll-
lawyer.
I'm not saying I like to do it. Never pay money for. What's yours, Tyler?
What's mine?
Yes, what's yours?
See, that's why I asked you guys first. I actually don't. Okay, so like I've been thinking about this all day. I don't know if I have one. Okay, there's some things like, okay, I don't think I'll ever pay money for social media. Like if it ever comes to like where it's priced, I'll just disenfranchise
Oh
myself.
yeah, that's completely fair.
I'll disenfranchise myself. Common things like,
Onions for you.
yeah, I'll never. I'll pay money so I can throw them at people, so people don't have to eat them, so I can save them from.
Just give them to me. I love onions.
Exactly. So throw them at people so people don't have to eat them, so I can save them from the travesty that is onions. No, but it's like I think like social media. One thing I never see myself paying for, like, I don't know. Oh, one thing I would never spend money on: fancy sheets.
Oh, come
I'm
on.
fine with the $4 ones from Walmart. They're comfy for me.
Well, now that's just sad.
SeaWorld tickets.
Oh, that's true.
I mean, I don't know. They have good roller coasters, I hear.
They,
See, that's true. I would go to an animal sanctuary, but I would never go to like a zoo or anything like that again.
The zoo.
Like, I
I get not going to SeaWorld.
And like a zoo, like as in like one that's purely exploitative. There are a lot of zoos that are like exploitative, but like
Have I-
Audubon, like I feel like that I've done research on it. Audubon does a really good job of like keeping their animals safe and like keeping them in habitats for. So like I'd go to Audubon, but like there's one in Texas or whatever that people are like so big and anti against it. I would never pay for that.
Have I ever talked about, I guess this is kind of off topic, but there were these people at a water park in Gulfport that were just like tiger tamers on the road. And they just go from like water park to water park. They do 3 shows a day making tigers run through hoops and balance on beams and stuff. And it was like the most tense I've ever been just watching one show. Because the cats, you could tell the cats did not want to do it. They had to coerce them.
I don't think
and
animals
anyway.
want to do anything that we train them to do,
Yeah, it's just
except
like,
for eat treats.
Yeah, pretty much. They
was
just
the
give them a
most
bunch of meat, and they hope that they do what they
It's like
taught them to do.
It's funny that I said that. My dog, we've taught him how to sit, but that's the only thing we taught him how to do. Because, like, nothing. He comes to us when we call him or whatever. We teach him how to sit. And every time he sits, I'm like, good boy. And I give him a treat, and he won't move. He'll, like, wait, like it's like a tug of war game. I'm, like, waiting for him to, like, jump up, but he doesn't want to stop sitting. So it's like you can see he's, like, ready. And then he'll finally pounce for it and grab it. It's the most adorable thing. I'm sorry, I was off topic, but I thought you guys wanted to know that.
I mean,
Wait.
that was off topic, my
Wait,
off topic
wait,
conversation. But
wait.
yeah, I wouldn't pay for a tiger ever.
we didn't get an answer from Cameron.
You said a tiger.
Oh. Thank
Okay. So guys, one of these questions is kind of invasive, and I didn't think about it until I just thought about it.
I'm
But
scared.
how important? Okay, so I'm not going to ask it, but how important is your credit to you guys?
you. You were gonna ask what our credit was.
Well, your credit score. Okay, so like,
Let me go on creditkarma.com real quick.
so like you
Not
can't do
fun.
any like if you tell someone your credit score, you can't get hurt by that. They can't do anything with your credit score.
It just sucks.
But it may be like you have a bad credit score because like mine's horrible because I have student loans.
Same.
I just got a credit card and now I'm able to like get credit. Like my credit score went up 35 points when I made my first credit card payment. Like that's insane. But other than that, how important is credit to you guys?
I don't have a credit card. I just have a debit card right now. So,
Okay, so like do you?
but the idea of a credit card is, I mean, I think it's very important in society, but it's also something that we have made as a society. It's just-
Yeah. Let's see, for me, with all the whole credit thing, like how good I want my credit to be, I don't ever want to be in a position where, like, I can't get something.
Because of credit.
Yeah, like, if I have the money, or, like, if I want to buy a car, I like financing. I think financing is a great thing to do. like financing a car, like putting money into it over time. I think that's great. I think it's awesome that companies allow you to get loans to do that. I'm sorry, I may be the minority, but I think it's awesome. And so like I want to be able to finance a car and have a good financial payment, or like my mortgage for my home. Like I want to be able to do those things. And so like credit's really important to me. Like I check my credit every day. And I'm weird. But like I it's just a thing.
That's not weird. That's responsible. But I was gonna ask Camille. Have you taken out, not to be invasive, but have you taken out any loans?
I have taken out student loans before.
They wreck your credit.
Your credit's not too hot.
But like you said that you may not even have credit.
No, she does.
Well, that's but it like goes down from like a starting point. But if she's never done what's it called? It's hard to explain, but it's possible that you may not even have a score.
Probably possible.
I said that mine went up 15 points or 35 points once I paid my credit card payment off. I have 625 right now. So I had a.
He just out and open with the numbers.
I'm not that bold.
What am I supposed to do about it? It's not like I've never missed a payment in my life. I pay rent every month, but it's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't do anything about it. So why be ashamed of it?
Cameron, how important is credit to you?
I'd be lying if I said I knew any of this stuff. I have a credit card. I use it sometimes, mainly for food.
You pay it off, though. Yeah. That's the important
Does it have your name on it?
Yeah, it has my name on it. It's my own account.
As long as he makes a payment, you probably have a pretty decent credit.
I'm fine. I'm never, like, totally starved for cash. I'm just very careful.
Wait. A credit card or debit card?
Credit card.
Okay.
I use the credit.
Okay.
Yeah, as long as you're smart with it, you're good.
I'm fine. Cool.
And see, like, the minimum balance is really cool. Like, what's really cool about my credit card right now is I don't have any interest until March. So, like, my minimum balance payment is looking pretty nice. Like, just paying off minimally. And then once March gets here, I'll, like, make a lump sum payment. Be like, okay, got to get this stuff under control right now. But until March, I'm pretty good to play around with what I've got. All right, so before we move on to the next topic, we want to talk about the video game tournament for the BEA. It's October 17th. It'll be in rooms 2207, 2208, and 2210 of the Student Union Annex. That is right above the bookstore. Please come out. We're going to have a lot of games. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, come to our BEA meetings on Thursday. We won't have one. Well, actually, it'll be October 10th. October 10th is our next meeting. Come out. We're going to be playing in the video game tournament. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have some games, probably some cool stuff. So come out. Favorite tailgate food? What do y'all got? What is y'all's favorite thing to eat before a football game, before a sports thing, or maybe like before you do something important? I guess you get what I'm saying. Tailgate food's like a category. What's your favorite tailgate food? Go.
Chicken tenders.
That's a bomb. That's a bomb answer. But see, you have like a portion of the tailgate food that you just can't touch.
Yeah, I don't eat pork, so I just don't touch like ribs and stuff like that. Are ribs tailgate food? I don't know what.
I think they are because we for the Super Bowl we eat ribs.
I know
so
hot dogs, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't
so like
I don't care for hot dogs either.
See, like I like hot dogs.
They're at the middle of the road for me.
Maybe that's got to be like one of the questions on GBD. Hot dogs or hamburgers?
Okay, if anyone chooses hot dogs over hamburgers, what are you doing?
That's
the wrong answer.
What is you doing? Okay. So, Cameron, what's your favorite tailgate food?
I'll admit, I usually don't eat before games. I try to eat during games because it makes them go by faster. So either...
Well, you're not a sports guy.
Yeah,
I get that. I understand that.
So I like...
See, I eat before, during, and after. Like the Super Bowl may be my least healthy day of the year.
That's fair.
Like I may eat 16,000 calories of food on the Super Bowl day. I wish that was an exaggeration. Like I just go out because like one day of the year where it is literally okay for you to eat whatever you want, and all that whatever you want is on the table in front of you.
That's my Sundays. That's like my weekend. I'll be like, you know what? Let's just go for it this weekend every single
Pretty much. After the entire week of school, they're just like, you know what? I deserve this.
That's me. I deserve it.
I watched a YouTube video of a guy, and he took a chicken patty and put 2 donuts on each side. He ate it, and he was like, it's the greatest thing I've ever eaten in my life. And I was like, I aspire to be you one day, but I weigh way too much to be like you.
Yeah. But honestly, I'd probably say, like, during a game or whatever, I like nachos. Nachos are always good.
Yeah, okay.
And I love Dippin' Dots. If a game has Dippin' Dots, I am getting in on that. Cotton candy, please.
I haven't heard the name Dippin' Dots in a while. That's
Really?
Cameron gets them everywhere we go.
God bless.
Well, whenever they have a stand, I don't care much for the pouches. Like, I don't.
He got a specific taste.
No, the pouches. I'm surprised Dippin' Dots
Gotta
have
get 'em out of
become
a
so
bowl.
available now. They used to be like super hard to go to. You had to go somewhere with a Dippin' Dots stand.
Okay.
But now you can just buy them at any gas station.
So Camille,
just wait for
what's
the
your
stand.
go-to tailgate food?
Okay, so my mom makes this thing called Texas caviar, which is basically black-eyed peas and green bell peppers and Italian dressing and one more thing. Oh, and cilantro. And it's so good. Also, she makes this really good dip called, it's like black bean dip, and it's
Yeah.
Oh, it's
I ain't gonna
good.
lie to you. I'm sure that's fire. I think that sounds disgusting. But I'm sure like your mom's got it going on and it's delicious
Margaret's
for y'all.
got it down. She got it
But,
down
like,
packed.
I don't like beans.
Oh, you don't like beans? Okay.
I also don't like Italian dressing.
Okay.
And I don't like cilantro.
This is like
Cilantro-
the worst.
Ever since Logan's girlfriend talked about cilantro tasting like soap, that's all it tastes like to me.
Oh,
So,
You have the gene. It's like an
I
actual
yeah, I guess so.
gene.
all right. So my favorite tailgate food is potato wedges.
Oh, that sounds good.
I love potato wedges. Okay. If you could get rid of one piece of technology, what would it be? Rapid fire? Go.
Microphones.
Wow. So you just don't want to talk. You don't want anyone to ever hear you again.
They're always listening.
That's cool. I like it.
I don't like being listened to.
See, I like Big Brother listening to me.
When the FBI agent on my phone knows what I like and gives
Like,
me that ad, I'm like,
Yes,
he cares.
exactly.
He
Okay,
cares.
look, I never talk about anything illegal, right? If he wants, if I'm talking about credit cards and my FBI agent wants to give me a good deal on credit cards, so be it. Listen to what I'm saying. Take it.
I have a story. So really quick, I promise. So we were in English class the other day, and literally we were talking about like, oh, Angelina Jolie. Like, wouldn't you, like we were talking about love and like who would you fall in love with? And someone was like, Angelina Jolie. And I was like, of course, yes, Angelina Jolie. She's beautiful, amazing. Not 5 seconds later, the ad for Maleficent pops up.
Maleficent. The movie from like 2012,
Well, the
13.
sequel's
The sequel's
coming
out.
Oh, I didn't know.
I know
about
that'd be really
Okay.
creepy if it didn't. It was just like just one random video, but everybody in the class just went dead silent. It was really funny.
Last thing I'm gonna say is that we don't operate on the same levels of like innocence, so I can't say. I'm not gonna say exactly.
Okay, yeah, I get what you're saying.
All
Yeah,
right,
I feel
so
you.
we got fraud, tax evasion, and some random crime we don't know.
Okay.
Don't need to know.
We can work it out.
All right, Cameron.
Cars.
Cars.
Cars are lame.
She just want to walk.
Yeah, or I feel like if we relied on other forms of transportation, we wouldn't mind not having
I also
cars.
feel like if we developed
had
another
roller
form of-
skates.
I feel like if we went back in time, we could like make one change and save our entire ecosystem.
Yeah,
just
I'm
saying.
just wondering,
Throwing it out there.
would we be
I
worse
know
off
which
if
one
we
it'd be.
if we just used roller skates?
Okay, Camille.
Tamagotchis, because
Why? No.
because
We need to
I
keep
would have been
those.
so much more productive as a child if I didn't have a Tamagotchi strapped onto my belt loop and just played that nonstop. I would have become like some sort of child Mozart. I would have been some sort of genius, but no.
My little cousin washed hers, so it died. And she was addicted to it.
I've
So
had
she
like
like
3
cried.
Tamagotchis. I never played with them
Okay.
for more than
So-
2 minutes.
If I could get rid of one piece of technology,
Mhm.
it would probably be the Xbox, because it's
Ooh.
trash.
No,
Okay,
no.
Like
So-
all of them, or just
The Xbox One.
Yeah,
Okay.
Just
this is
wipe it off the
fair.
face of the planet. All right, so
Can I-
Camille, if you were to be an animal, what would it be?
I would say the quokka. Have you ever seen this animal? It's basically
Wow.
the animal that always smiles because it has no predators in its natural habitat, and they're very friendly with humans, and they smile for selfies.
That's the best answer we've gotten so far.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We had Stephanie on a few weeks ago. Camille once told Stephanie that she is like the human equivalent of
Is it a Kowako?
Kwoka.
Quokka?
I'll say
I don't know how
quokka.
to say it, but like I still stand by that statement.
So this
'Cause-
is
so-
this is plagiarism.
Camille. Again, I've asked these two this already.
Yes.
Name 3 people you'd like to survive the apocalypse with.
Okay. I've given this a question. I've given this question actually a little bit of thought because I edited.
You
last-
edited, yeah.
So I have thought about it a little bit.
Okay.
Captain Marvel, because
Alright.
I'm pretty sure she's OP in my
Yeah.
opinion.
She is.
And if anybody survived the apocalypse, she gonna take me to the stars somewhere else. And then 2 other people along the way. I'm gonna take Tom Hiddleston because I love that man. If you're listening, Tom, on the off chance.
You just want them there for the eye candy.
On the off chance, of the 0.0001% chance you are listening to our podcast. Hi there, my name is Camille Bechac.
Right, you're aiming high.
And then one other person that I would bring would be, let's just say Margaret. Margaret's my mom. Things are entertaining when you got Margaret on your side. Oh, either Margaret or my sister Meredith. So
You have to choose.
I have to choose.
Yes.
Aren't you afraid of having them around
The
Tom
other one,
Hiddleston?
the other one doesn't make it. You have to choose.
Oh, well then Tom Hiddleston, I'm so sorry. You
Oh,
got
so-
to go.
Okay, so
It's
you're
Margaret
taking
and
your.
Meredith.
Okay, I got you.
It's Margaret, Meredith, and then Captain Marvel.
All right, because these
Those
three
are
people
motley
you choose
crew.
are the only people that survive with you. So,
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Gotcha.
all right. Well, then, thank you guys so much for being on today. This has been Guys Being Dudes. Like, another thank you to KSLU. Also, check out our YouTube, SCLU BEA. Check out our Instagram, SCLU_BEA. Thank you
Check out our
guys so much
videos.
for.
What is? Oh, DJ Cammy B.
Wow.
What are you talking about? You said thank you so much for.
Yeah, and I was throwing to an outro.
Do you just want me to? I'm so sorry. Thank you.
I think we should keep that.
Please.
I'm so sorry. You were just like, thank you so much for, and I was like, for what? I
For being on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for, and then I say my name.
I'm Cameron. Also, watch all the other videos on here, specifically the ones that I have made.
Logan.
And I'm MC Tyler T. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time.
I'm so sorry.
The real Logan.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know what you meant.
I thought it was funny.
You were just like, for, and I was like, for who? For